Okay, hello, cool collectors. Today we are gonna knock out specific years for New Zealand. We're gonna start in 1990 and go through 98, which is, I believe, all to the end of the third portrait of QE2. Third portrait, and this is Raphael David McCloof portrait of the Queen. Yeah, it's Sunday, so I'm having a weird one. Anywho, so I'm going to set these aside. Why do we start from 1990? Because it is the first year of the $2 coin. Gotta make sure I don't say pound, but dollars. New Zealander dollars. You'll see the gold dots are on the NIFCs. The $2 coin is being the first year there were 30 million produced. And it looks like the $1 and the 20-cent were fairly high mintages as well. Awesome set. I pick them up whenever I can. Numista will tell you that the $2 coin is, worth a couple bucks. Of course, they list prices in the U.S., but the thing about Numista to keep in mind is that these are local values. Okay, so I'm not in New Zealand. I'm in the U.S., and these coins carry a premium because I don't have to go to New Zealand. Oh, I do want to have to go to New Zealand, and I don't want to come back. But price of shipping, rarity, 30 million is a lot for a first, but it is first year, and most of those got chewed up in circulation. The $2 coins in New Zealand are, let's kill the camera, are fairly awesome because they're what I call a Oreo cookie coins, because they have a security feature. So they have a split rim, and then the dollar has kiwi bird on it. The 50 cents has the Endeavor. 20 cents has a Maori tiki. I think it's Pakui tiki. Then 10 cent has the Maori mask, and the 5 cent has some lizard hanging out, checking it out, sitting on the rocks. Anyways, these are the definitive designs, so we're going to be seeing them again. So 1990, these sets have been going up. I probably shouldn't make this video because I am a collector. I'm not a YouTube tuber. I'm doing this because this is the kind of content I want to see. So for the same 1990, they also put out a uncirculated 5-coin set for the Waitangi Treaty, which I will pause and let you read. At your heart's desire. Treaty of Waitangi. And these coins are fairly interesting because they are all unique designs, and they are all super duper low mintage, so they were not put out for circulation. So every one of them is an NIFC coin, hence the gold dots. And so again, I don't think Raphael McCloof had his initials on there. Well, maybe somewhere up here, right in the neck is where they usually at or below. Anyhow, so that is a really cool set. So the next year they did the 1991 was for the I'm gonna bring this up here. Rugby World Cup. So in 91 they started putting, I think they had done before, they just didn't in those other sets, but we end up with a $5 coin. And in 91, the $5 coins don't circulate, but neither did the 50-cent piece or the 20. The 1 and the 2 were still, they came down in mintage, but they were still fairly high mintage. They did about 10 million in the $2 coin, and then the 5 and the 10 did not circulate. So if you wanted them, you gotta get this set, which let me see here. I believe they put out for 91 about 20,000 sets, which if you think about it might be good, pretty high mintage for New Zealand, but is a scratch on the tuchus of a gnat in Omaha in the US. So these sets get pretty hard to come by pretty quick. One set that I've seen a lot of that seem to be a set that is the silver anniversary. No silver coins in this set, of decimalization. And whoa, hey, don't be knocking stuff around. None of these coins were issued for circulation. So every one of these coins, get that out of the way, is NIFC, including the $2 coin and the $1 coin. Well, all of them. And they only made 15,000, not 150,000. 15,000. So if you are collecting, like I am, the $2 coins for every year, you had to get this set. And that could be a little interesting because shipping from New Zealand is somewhat prohibitive. So if you're in the U.S., another thing to consider is New Zealand with the animals that it has and the, I don't know, some B movie, very vague movie franchise that kind of highlighted the beauty of the islands, may have given it worldwide collector, a collector base, not that there wasn't beforehand. So that was, this is 92, but then in 93, have a little bit different looking set here, and it is die cut. It has a little picture window with the Endeavor. It also has the Sacred Kingfisher, which is going to come into play because this is the only $2 coin that does not have the white heron on it, and none of these were issued for circulation. So this set in 92, 93, excuse me, now I have to go to the $1 coin because it's not going to show up. Please hold. Please hold. Let's see here. Let's go to the $1 coins. See if I can bring up the seal set. 93, they put out 15,000 annual sets. And then the Sacred Kingfisher, I might as well go to that. Let's go to that guy. Let's do that. I do have my new Mista up at the present time. So, Kingfisher coin was, again, did not circulate in the general circulation. They did put out a plush singular case that had 40,000 and 10,000 in proof. I do have the proof set for this year, and it is a fairly cool coin. I pick these up whenever I can. I think I have, looks like I have 6 sets of these. I've popped one out for giggles, for my binders, because I am a collector. I'm not a seller. Here's your stats, your vital stats. Yeah, it's a weird day. I'm just getting there. So that is the only year, I believe, that the $2 coin has a commemorative. As my voice breaks, a commemorative. The next year is kind of interesting because the next year was 1994. Is an interesting year because somewhere that starts kind of the bimetallic age for Commonwealth countries. The UK, they didn't have bimetallic. The $2 came out in 97, but they did put out a trial piece which looked amazingly similar to this. I should have pulled it out. I do have the set, but it has a it has the brass outer, the nickel inner, and this one is the only time that they ever deviated from the regular 50-cent piece, from the regular mono metal Endeavor coin. Still has the Endeavor on it, but it is a bimetallic Endeavor coin. And then these did not circulate as well. New Zealand, well, when they came out with the 30 to 40 million, there's 5 million people roughly in New Zealand. And so they had plenty. They, like most, in the United States might not make sense because they generally produce every coin every year. Smaller countries, the UK, they produce coins when they need them. And so if they don't need them, they don't get issued for that year, but they end up making the coin sets. So the only way to get those coins and to get every year is to get through the sets themselves. So 94 is a great set. Yeah, I would pick up more. I only have one. I have one uncirculated and one proof. The proof has a silver outer ring, so it has some silver in it. Sterling, which I didn't grab the proofs, but great year. I picked those up. I will pick them up when I see them. Although I think I'm going to put myself on restriction because I just bought something. The wife actually approved it. I bought some Canadian stuff. But so then the next year is 1995. We get back to no commemoratives. Again, they didn't need every coin, so they did put out looks like they did put out the 5 cent, but every other coin they did not need, so they only are available in these sets. And 95 starts, I believe, these under 10,000. Let's just bring up the old. Let's see here. Let's go for 10 cents. 1995. Looks like the sets they only had. 94, they only put out 7,000. So 94 is the first year sub 10,000. Then 95, there's only 6,000 of these sets produced. So only, we're talking ultra rare. Coin rarity kind of goes from 10 million minus is scarce. Over 10 million roughly is generally common. Under 5 million is considered rare in general terms. And I would say under 2,000 is, or 200,000 I would consider ultra rare. And then, I don't know, what would you say 6,000 would be? Obscenely, holy cow, holy shnikes, Batman, good God, molten rare, supremely, rockstar, we're going to call it rockstar rare. 6,000 in this set. These start getting difficult to obtain in the U.S. because there's very few on eBay, and when they are not cheap. So I look for good deals. But again, all the definitive designs, and then the $5 is generally for 95 would be the Tui bird, which I could have read on this, but I have to read through my scope, and I'm half blind, so which is only got less than 2 weeks away. I get my cataract fixed, and it's kind of funny going in because I had astigmatism in my right eye since birth, and when I had that one done, I ended up with 20/20 vision. They're like, how did that happen? And I was like, you guys sound like you're mad that I actually got better vision out of it than you thought I would get. So we're moving on to 96, getting off me and back onto the coins. I'm gonna go in here to, let's go back to the $2. The only bad thing about Numista is organizing when you want to talk about multiple years. So this is the 96 would be the Kaka bird. Hey, I don't make up the names. Anyways, so a lot of these are for birds. And looks like 5 of these did not circulate. Looks like the 5 and the 10 did. So again, we're talking supremely superstar. Holy cow. There were only 5,150 sets produced in 1996. Now, keep in mind, there might be 4,000 to 5,000 still in the package. I've ripped out sets before. I like them in flips. These government packaging, they do have a shelf life. We're not quite there yet for these, but I found in the UK, the glue is starting to fail. They all use the same glue type. You'll see that the glue you can kind of see in there. And then some of these will tone, depending. Canada is, and the UK, where they tend to have humid climates. Now I'm in a desert. Now I was in Washington State, but people are apparently unfamiliar with the word condensation, because you can get water, if you go from change from warm to cold, you can get condensation, and that will start building up, and then will not only tone your coins, but get a milky finish. Anyways, your coins can get damaged, so you want to check your packaging. Make sure that you're not damaging your coins, and if they are starting to get issues, I get them out of the packaging. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just a coin collector, man. I'm just here to have fun. This isn't about money, even though it's money. It's about design and awesomeness. And speaking of awesomeness, we have 1997. 97 is an interesting year because they recalled all million of the $2 coin because they messed them up. And I'm going to get on to the... let's just read this from Numista. I'm crediting Numista. 1997 circulation issues were recalled in January 1998 because the slight variation in the metal composition resulted in many parking, gaming, and vending machines rejecting them. This affected the coin's electrical conductivity, which is used as an authenticity test by many of these machines. It is unknown how many $1972 coins remain in circulation, yada, yada, yada. I am a part of a New Zealand group. I asked them. One guy said, well, I have about 200 of them. I was like, well, that's great, but how often do you find them in circulation? He said quite often. But the one thing I do have one. I bought a huge lot of 500 plus New Zealand coins that looked like they were going to, the trash heap. And I found one. It might be in VG, VF, maybe. I'm going to say it's 20. And I did not find any on eBay. People are calling it a ghost coin, which is fine with me. But anywho, these 97s, only 4,150 sets were produced. Again, all these are Rockstar rare coins. Let's just reading through the... So anyway, again, I love the security edges on the $2 coin. All the designs in these, definitely country that has interesting designs. I love the feathers on the white heron. When you zoom in, are crazy. And I love that the Kiwi's actually on the dollar now. When they went to decimal, the Kiwi actually got on the dollar, and so it is the Kiwi dollar, which is hilarious. Yeah, that's what I'm going with. Hilarious. So then the last year in these sets, they do come up every once in a while. I'm having a hard time finding post-2000 sets. I've got, I guess I can say several at this point, but there's definitely holes because simply I can't get them from New Zealand because the postage, the tariffs, or if not tariff, we'll call it import fees, and recent international shipping stupidity. Yeah, we'll go with that. I can see semi-smart things. In here we have 5 that are NFCs. The $2 coin did have 6 million made that year. Still, again, in the United States, I have no opportunity to coin roll hunt New Zealand coins, and most of them in circulation, like most of the brass, are U.S. dollars. Seems like you snap your fingers and they've clouded up, they've gunged up, and they don't look very attractive. However, when they're in sets and when they're brand new, they are just shy, just close to stunning. I'm gonna go stunning. I like the look. They're not gold, but there's something about that color with the shininess and it not being lifeless. They're pretty cool. New Zealand's kind of hilarious, as most countries are. They change their packaging, so they can be a little interesting to stack in a box. Thanks, man. But I have figured it out. Anyways, hopefully this was helpful. Again, it's one of my favorite countries to collect. those tend to be Commonwealth countries and, of course, the states. But I collect them all, which is probably not cool. Egypt again. Countries that have a worldwide appeal are definitely worth collecting. So, and I collect in uncirculated shape, so that means pretty much getting sets. There is one place I can get them from that are in mint state. You just got to be careful that it says that, because they sell them VF too. Alrighty, that's enough for today. You guys have a great one. I'll see you in the funny papers. Bye.